I have a table here of just to do an example. I have a table here of salespeople. So it has a number of deals each salesperson has made, and then the total amount of sales each salesperson has made. And if I was a sales executive, typically what I would need to do is create some sort of report of each salesperson and their sales, right? And so, for example, if I needed to get Mary's sales, right, I need to be able to look up Mary in this table and find her sales number, 90,000. And you can see here, this is the formula that I have in this cell to generate that. So let's go over that formula in a bit more detail. There's four parameters to a VLOOKUP formula. The first parameter is what you want to look up. So what value you're going to look up. And so in this case, we want to look up the word or the name Mary inside this table. So VLOOKUP, the first parameter is going to be F11, which is Mary. The second parameter is where are you going to look for Mary, meaning what range of data are you going to look in. So this table here, including the header and all the data within it, this is the range that I want to look up Mary. So for that second parameter, I have it as B9 to D13. So B9 to D13. The third parameter is what column of data do you want to return? So we want to return sales. There's three columns in this table. So I just count from left to right, one, two, three. And so column number three is what I want to actually return to give me that $90,000 number. And then last parameter is do you want the when Excel is looking up Mary in this table, do they want to look up the exact word Mary or some sort of fuzzy or approximate match of Mary? Maybe we had another employee in here called Marilyn or something like that. Do we want to be able to make that a match as well for Mary? I've never used fuzzy match. Or approximate match or whatever it's called. Honestly, I don't even know 100% how it works. It's kind of fuzzy, right? If that makes sense. So I always choose false for this. I've in the thousands of VLOOKUP formulas that I've done in my lifetime, I've never set this to true. So I always just set this to false. If I need to do some sort of partial match, I'll use a different formula for that. That's a little bit more exacting. But that's the formula structure for VLOOKUP. So parameter one, what do you want to look up? Right, we have F11 for Mary. I could actually just say instead of F11, I could just look up her name, Mary. But in this scenario, I want to make it sort of dynamic, right? If I had, three other employees in here, I want to make this dynamic and say, look up this cell, look up this cell, look up cell, instead of having to sort of hard code each person's name inside the formula. So first parameter is going to be what you want to look up. Next parameter is where you want to look, right? What cell, what data set do you want to look up? Third parameter is what column do you want to return? So if we wanted to return deals, for example, instead of sales, we can make this a 2 instead of a 3, but sales in this scenario is 3, so we're returning column 3. And then, like I said, that last parameter is always going to be, it's a true or false statement. True meaning approximate match, false meaning exact match. It's always going to be false. I can't think of a scenario where you would use true for that. So that's the basic setup for VLOOKUP. So I don't know if you kind of see, but on my screen, but in my formula, that's the formula that I have.